Live, it's your boy. Happy Friday. It is that time of the week. It's that time to get out here and get this money all weekend because you've been busy all week. So it's that time to go get that. What's up, everybody? I hope y'all doing well. Your boy doing all right. God damn, the sun bright as hell to this morning. Holy shit. Well, now we got that out the way. It is your main man. Dark skinned and not offended, clean shaven, no misbehaving. Dark Vader's only son and Count Chocula's favorite nephew. Yeah, I gotta let some air in this bitch. Sorry. I know it's early, but holy cow. Wee. Well, at least it ain't no pollen on the car like it was. Woo! I am here. It's your main man, Accounting Tom, on a Friday, on a grind day. This is where the rubber meets the road, and you could come on in and tell a friend. Yeah, I'm cracking my windows because Jesus Christ. Holy smokes, it's something else today. I hope y'all doing well. Happy Friday. I'm doing great. The US anniversary went well. Me and my wife went out somewhere and went to a Spanish restaurant, got something to eat, sat down, talked, saw other people looking at us like, why is this Latina with this black guy eating all this food, talking to her in broken Spanish in a sense when we're describing the food. And, it is what it is. But yes, the first part of step 3 got done today. Yes, the first part. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Yes, the first part of step 3 got done today. I knocked out one whole credit card debt. And now I got to get on the other one, which I got paid twice yesterday. And I didn't get paid till after 10. By that time, I was on my couch. It was my day off. Damn. Once I did all the running the errands, going to a meeting for my online business, and seeing how we can scale to sell products and stuff like that. I mean, I did all what I could do with the free time that I had. So then when I got back, I told the missus, I texted her on my way back, hey, meet me at the other car. We're going out. I know you ready because she came home from work and she took her little shower and got dressed. Cool. So that worked perfectly. So we end up doing that. We end up having a nice little anniversary or our US anniversary dinner. The true anniversary is June 6th. That's all I care about. Nothing else I worry about. June 6th is where I met you in front of your parents. March 26th is where I married you in front of the federal government. so, so it's 11 years here. And in June, it'll be 13 years. And we've been together for 15. There are some pictures that come up on my Facebook feed that it came up and it's 17 years old. And I'm like, wait a minute, we've been together that long? Oh, I'm too old. Oh, hell no. We got to take you back and get a younger version. No, I'm just playing. No, my wife already younger than me, by a few. I'm 52. She's 38. So she's almost going to the 40s. It's funny that, my baby brother is older than my wife, which is crazy to me. Because my baby brother is 39 and he turns 40 this year. My wife just turned 38 in February. So I laugh at that shit. I be like, how is my baby brother older than my wife? And I'm like, Jesus. But that's how shit happens, you know. But of course, we happy. We had a good time. Now it's back to work, you know. And I'm working to my next off day all the way through. So that's today, that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The next 6 straight days is all going to be about work. Because we still got a plan to get ourselves out of debt. Well, me in particular. You know, nobody else counts in this but me. And so, what's up, Tommy? Thank you for checking in. So, what we already done step 3, part 1, because we got to pay on the other credit card. And since I didn't get paid till late last night, I'm gonna have to pay that while I'm at work. Well, at least some of it because it's over the limit. So we're gonna pay about $300 to get it under the limit and give me some room to play with. I'm trying to think, when do that money apply? Because I think if I pay it today, it won't show up till tomorrow. But you got to do it. I think that one is, you have to do it before 5 o'clock as well. Now, even my other credit card, it has zero balance. Fully, I looked at it, fully done, zero balance, all across the board. All I plan on using that card is once for April. We use it once and then we pay on that bitch. Reason why we use it once and then we pay it, because we want to get the utilization down. So therefore my credit score goes up. So if it's 500, you don't want to spend no more than 10%. So that means you spend $50. Cool. I'll spend less than that. I'll spend 13. Spend $13 and then I'm good. I'm less than the 10%. So same thing with my other credit card, which is 1,000, and it's over the limit. I think it's like 1,195. So we knocked that down 300. So it'll probably like have $105 of available credit. Then we go next week after we pay rent, and then we go for the jugular and we knock that off the board. That one don't report till the 16th of every month. My other credit card that's 500, that reports on the 13th of every month. This is where Credit Karma will come in and save you. Because Credit Karma will tell you when your credit card reporting date is. Not the statement date, the reporting date. So when my credit card reports to the credit bureaus on the 13th of every month, if I only spent $13 on it in April and it reports that I still got 97% of the balance still available, my score gonna shoot up. You know, because you always want to show some activity once a month so you can keep the card active. Because what the credit card companies will do, if it's secured or unsecured, well, when it's secured, it's your money. So in other words, your limit gonna stay the same regardless, because that's what you put in. The unsecured, that's where it's gonna get you. The unsecured is because they gave you the limit. And if you don't use it, they'll lower your shit. If they see you still got the full balance and you ain't used it not once, the credit card companies will lower it. So if I got 500, they'll lower it to 300. And if I still don't use it and I still keep it, they'll lower it to 100. They'll never close it, but they'll lower it, which will fuck your credit report up again. You know, because every time if they lower it, it hits as a new inquiry that you got a new credit card because that's not the initial sign up limit. So you have to do something. You got to know how to play the game to stay in the game. So once you play in the game and you pay your credit cards on the reporting date and everything is all good, you ain't got nothing to lose. They can't lower it because at least you're using something. Or even if you pay it, use it, and then pay it. Oh, stop swearing. I know it's Friday morning. It caught me off guard. The sun almost blinded me. I'm already wearing glasses. How much more blind? Now I'm going to get the dark shades look like I'm witness protection and have on my Gilligan hat like I don't want to be seen. But you're right. I do need to stop cursing. But you do. But when you're trying to map out this game and with debt and having money and having good credit and want to start your own business or do an online business like I do, you got to know how to play these games. You got to know how to learn how to maximize your free time and do a whole lot in a small ounce of time. So let's say tomorrow, I got to be at work early tomorrow because I got to open at Domino's. So let's say I get up and open and I get off at 2:30, 3:30, or maybe 4:30. Then I run from the one job then I go from Domino's to Hungry Howie's. Then I go to Hungry Howie's and I'm there from 5 to 10. Whatever little piece of time that I got, whether it's driving from one job to the next, or if I get a break in between, I got to look at everything and try to make sure that I got certain things in order. What you should do as a person every day, check your credit report every day, check your bank accounts every day, because you don't want to see something come out that you didn't know was supposed to come out. You know your regular subscriptions if you have them. And like I said, I only got one, and that's my car wash subscription. So once I see that come out, I'm good. So so once you have all that taken care of, you good to go. I'm talking about budgeting. Now that it's slowed down on traffic and I got to see your comment, I'm talking about budgeting and raising up your credit score. You came in late. So you have to watch the video at the beginning. Sorry to tell that to you. But yeah, so anytime you want to make this budget and this credit go up and to maximize having more of your money every time you get paid, and your money is not going from right hand to your left hand and get passed to someone else, and you barely even touched it to do what you want with it, yeah, you need to play these games carefully. This is playing chess, not checkers, because budgeting is a discipline skill. If you ain't got discipline, you can't budget. If you can't do an audit to see where's most of your money going most of the time, you can't save for a budget because you're not recognizing the problem. Your car tell you it's a problem when the check engine light comes on. At some point, you got to put a scanner, a OBD reader, to find out the code to find out the problem. Once you find out the problem, then it's okay. Is it something that could be fixed by you, or do it has to go to the mechanic and be fixed? Those are your $1 million questions you should be asking. So you always want to try to identify problems to fix the problem. If you have a problem on holding on to money and keep them, the problem ain't the money. The problem is you, for one. And then two, are you making enough? And three, do you have the desire to make more? Because if you don't have those, then trying to have a budget and trying to get yourself out of debt, it'll be a mute point. Because if you can't hold on to money, and as my grandmother would say, it's so hot it burns your pockets, you know, soon as you get the money, you go hit them all up. I mean, you making everybody else rich. This is why you broke. You too busy giving people your money. You can't stop. You gotta have it. You gotta pay for this. You gotta pay for that. I mean, you always gotta look yourself in the mirror to find out where the problem is. And if the problem is you, this is why you're in the problem that you're in. You know, you can't say the jobs don't pay you money, and then we find out you make 23 an hour at one job and $19 an hour at another job, and you bringing home almost 2 grand a week, and you barely got money. The problem is you. You overspent. Soon as you get it, you overspend it. So when you paying your bills and you paying the late fees, you making them more richer off of you when you had the money to knock it out earlier. Like I still got a credit on the light bill and on my cell phone bill as of right now today. I have a credit of what the last bill is, so I double paid it. So now when April rolls around, I'm going to pay it again like I never paid it so I can keep the credit going. And you can carry that credit all the way down and pay the bill in November. I ain't got to pay a bill in December. My next bill is in January. That gives me a whole month of not having to pay this bill. And that's extra money in your pocket for you to do the stuff that you need to do. Trust me, I got the spreadsheets. I updated the spreadsheets, and then we're gonna start putting the savings accounts on for me, for my Nissan Leaf battery I'm gonna buy, and then just for future purposes. My Acorns account. I'm gonna start adding that to it. And then I'm gonna add a new spreadsheet every month so you can see the whole full progression of how I just systematically took myself out of debt, just how I systematically put myself in debt. It's always harder to get out, but it's easy to get in. And as long as you know and you got the discipline to do it, I'll be out of debt by September. And as long as I keep it on this reign of terror that I'm on right now, knocking debt upside the head like it's a stepchild, I'll be out in August. I'll be completely debt free in August. And so I will kick stuff down and make my headway, because all it is paying bills that you need to take care of. As long as you start taking care of those easily, it's like this. The money will come even more frequent, not even worried about the online business, but if that money starts coming in, that's cool too. Start making money with the online business, start having more money in my pocket because now I'm paying all my debts and all my checks are in my hand and they're not getting passed to the left hand to pass it to the person I owe. It stays in my pocket. And then next week I add more money on top of it. Or actually, I add more money on it every day. Because I went to count through my tips for the past 6 days. I'm already at $300 in tips. I need to throw that in my bank account. Throw that in my bank account, keep 100 on me for change. Because sometimes some people that we get cash orders. So sometimes you want to knock those out, the cash orders. You want to be able to make change, get a bank. Well, I don't never get a bank because I keep my own money. So therefore, I separate the cash orders from the job from my money. I just put one in one pocket, one in the other, and then we keep it pushing. So yeah. So for 6 days, I done made 300 on top of the checks that I made money today for the last 2 days. Dude, that should not be on the road. You should be driving that up and down the block. This dude driving that little scooter to go to work. But that's by any means necessary. Watch that dude be in the Benz in 2 years and been cashed out on it because he's riding that little scooter to work. A lot of people ain't seeing that. They'll laugh at him, but he gonna be the last one laughing to the bank because he's not spending the money that you spend on a daily basis. I guarantee you he keeping the most of his money. He riding a little 30cc scooter to work. You know, I give him credit. And I usually don't give people credit because that's something you should be doing already. Going to work by any means necessary. You taking the bus, you taking the Uber. However, you tell a friend, take me to this intersection and drop me off and I'll walk the rest of the way. However you got to do it, do it. That's something I shouldn't have to give you credit on because you should be doing that regardless. Nobody should be telling you how to do it. Only you should be the one to figure out how to do it. Once you figure that out, you're great. So of course, I got to do the amounts of how much I made this week as far as the job checks, because usually on the spreadsheet, I add them together. I put in what's on my Domino's card, because Domino's don't give you money. They give you a debit card, and then they just put your money in your debit card. But your money don't come in the day that you work. It comes in after hours. That money won't come into your account till like 1 o'clock, which is cool by me. That's fine. I don't mind it. So that keeps me from having to have money on me, but it's cool. We still gonna work it out. We can make it work because when you got the discipline, you make any kind of money work because you're not hemmed up on the spending habits of everybody else. So, all right, I made it to work one piece. And I'll be out of here at 4:30 and then go straight to work from there. I might do a ride along on my way to work, switch cars on top of that. We'll see. All right, thank you, Tommy, for checking in. Jessica, thank you for checking in. Yes, Jessica, we was talking about budgeting and having financial discipline. That's what we were talking about. So, otherwise than that, I made it to work. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm out of here like last year. Be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings and get your money and bounce. Peace. Have a good one, guys.